Oh, there we go. Okay, so I hope you're here. We'll start again. I don't know what happened. I was having technical problems. Okay, so welcome to Spiritual Sunday. This is Karen's book, Simple Light. Let me read this section, very apropos to today. So Karen writes like this. A man once dreamed that there was a treasure hidden in the garden of a palace far away. The man, whose name was David, traveled to the palace he had seen in his dream. But when he got there, the guards stationed at the gate prevented him from entering. He did not know what to do. Finally, he decided to approach one of the guards and tell him about his dream. The guard said to him, "Wow, just last night I dreamed that someone named David would come to me and tell me that the treasure he sought was buried under his own house." Isn't that the way things are in our own lives? Sometimes we travel such a long way along our path, only to realize, in the end, that all the answers and all the treasures we have been seeking have been right in front of us the entire time. So, as we're about to affirm, consciousness is everything, and sadly over the millennium, we've come to believe, been trained, habitualized, brainwashed to believe that our sense of happiness, fulfillment, joy, contentment is outside of us, and we have to get it from the outside world. Well, as we're about to speak about today, happiness is an inside job, and this month of Pisces gives us some added support. So, as in our affirmation, consciousness is everything, and consciousness is inside of us. It's not outside. And this is why every week, every Spiritual Sunday, we together in unity, we say this affirmation, we meditate to engrave this truth inside our heart, soul, and mind, that we can live it more and more every day. So let's say it together. Consciousness is everything. I raise my consciousness today to see the miracles and wonders of life. I commit myself to behave with greater love, compassion, and kindness towards all human beings. And if you've noted, yes, I'm wearing these because some people have commented that it was difficult to hear the audio, so please let me know if this is working better. So today we've just entered, as of yesterday, the cosmic month of Pisces, or the Kabbalistic name is Adar, the month of Pisces. And so I wanted to give us some consciousness that we can take advantage, because Pisces is the last month of the astrological year, and the beginning of the astrological year is the next month, Aries. And so Kabbalistically, what happens in this month, like any sort of end of something, like the Kabbalist would say, the end of a tree is the fruit. You plant a seed, the tree grows, it gives fruit. So the end of the tree, so to speak, is the fruit that's manifest, because the fruit is the manifestation of all the effort, all the growth in the tree. But inside the fruit is the seed for the next tree, or the next level. And so Pisces gives us the opportunity of gathering all the light, all the blessings, and yes, even the lessons from our challenges and difficult experiences and obstacles that we've experienced in these last 11 months. It allows us the opportunity to decide what the fruit will be of this year by what we do, particularly in this month, because it is the last month, and then it becomes the seed for the beginning of the next astrological year. And so I feel that it's important that we come to understand on a greater level, a greater depth of Kabbalistic wisdom, what we can get from this month to make not only this month an amazingly better month, but also then to set a pattern for the entire next astrological year. As with every new moon, those of you who've been in the center, we explain that you're planting seeds for the next 30 days. In this case, it's for the next year. So let's start with, because we know from the beginning of time, the beginning of our entering out of the endless world into this physical world, the light is 100%. The light is always supporting us, and the universe is giving us all the ways and means that we can achieve our ultimate goal, which is 100% lasting fulfillment, contentment, and all the blessings of the light. The only, if you will, issue is we have free will, and therefore we can decide how quickly we achieve that goal. The goal is guaranteed. The light is infinite. It gave us 100% fulfillment by putting 100% light in our soul. Our free will is basically what it's going to take to manifest that 100%. And so the whole point and the power of the Kabbalah Center, because of the lineage of true master Kabbalists from which we come, is to give every human being on earth a consciousness, awareness, support, and wisdom of the technology of the soul, which is what Kabbalah is. It's not about philosophy, religion, rituals, theology. It's a spiritual technology that operates for every human being on earth equally, because it's the system of the soul, and our soul comes from the one source called the Creator. So the first thing for the month of Pisces is we have what's known as the letters of the month. Now, those of you who understand the power of the Hebrew letters are primordial forces of manifestation of the light of the Creator. And so the 22 Hebrew letters or energy forces, each one has a different function in the universe. So here you see the letter Kuf actually is the conduit by which the astrological sign of Pisces, meaning the whole configuration of stars out there that we call Pisces, they are empowered, maintained by the light that channels through this letter Kuf. Similarly, the planet Jupiter was created by and exists and is maintained through the light force of the endless world of the Creator that channels through this conduit, this portal called a Gimel. So one is, if you see here the Kuf, the Kabbalists make a note, that here the letter Kuf actually extends below, if you will, the common line by which all letters are written. That's a hint that tells us that we have an opportunity to reach into the lower level, what we would understand metaphorically as the headquarters of Satan, the opponent, the adversary, that's been planted in our head to actually give us free will. In other words, it's challenging and opposing our shining into our lives the light of the Creator. It's opposing, giving us justification and rationalization why not to behave with love, kindness, and compassion. So by injecting light into the darkness, like in the physical world, we know it's an opportunity for us to take away darkness. That's one aspect of the Kuf, that if we'll make use of it, like anything else, person can have whatever, an amazing computer, cell phone, car, whatever instrument, used properly, great advantage. Unused, missing out on those opportunities. So we are learning in the center how to take advantage, and today, sort of in a condensed way, to understand what this month of Pisces offers us. So one, you can meditate as we do at the end of Spiritual Sunday on the combinations called the 72 Names of God. But in this case, you can meditate on the Kuf and Gimel. Kuf, to inject light into the essence of your opponent, that inner artificial intelligent program called the adversary. And the Gimel is the power of miracles, transcendence over the limitations and illusions of the five senses. So we're giving that opportunity, that support, but we have to take advantage of it. So you can meditate on the Gimel and Yud every day, similar to what we do in the meditations at the end of Spiritual Sunday. And like everything, we're drawing on the power of the Kuf and the Gimel and channeling it through us out to every human being on earth, surrounding all humanity with the light of the Kuf and Gimel, the positive energy of Pisces, and the positive energy of Jupiter, which is miracles and wonders. And so let's go a little deeper into Pisces itself, and we'll see how we can and probably have made use of this energy. People who don't have an awareness of what we're learning now or we learn in the center doesn't mean that they're not influenced. In other words, this is cosmic, this is primordial. The Kuf and the Gimel, Pisces and Jupiter, emanate a light force into this cosmos. People who are unaware, unfortunately, thereby cannot use these tools, this light of the Creator, to make their life better, to reduce some of the chaos in their lives, reduce the negativity in their lives, reduce the stress in their lives, and at the same time, manifest greater blessings, health, peace, love, prosperity, protection, all the good things that the Creator has already given us, that it's our job to manifest. So the old saying of ignorance is bliss is not true. In this case, ignorance of the Kuf and the Gimel and the power behind them, and the other things we'll speak about that we have the opportunity in Pisces to take advantage of. Ignorance of that means a person is just going to stay the same as they have been. So if they're 60% of their potential, if 60% of the light of the Creator has been manifest in their life, that's all that's going to exist. They'll stay at 60%. But that means 40% of their lives, 40% of every facet of their life is going to be the darkness, is going to be some form of chaos, discord, discouragement, challenges, and obstacles. Because darkness is not real. Darkness is our limited vision of the omnipresence of the light. And the Rav used to go back to this idea of ignorance is bliss. He says, well, except for the person who's in the crosswalk and doesn't realize that the cement truck barreling down the hill towards them has lost its brakes. So in that case, obviously, ignorance is not bliss either. Consciousness is everything. Conscious awareness of the light, the technology of the light, the wisdom and power of the Zohar itself, and all that comes from it. That consciousness is everything, because it gives every human being on earth the ways and means to manifest all of the light of their soul, have the experience of all the blessings, eternal peace, happiness, and joy, and united with all the world, because we're all part of that one soul. So let's go to the next level of depth of Pisces. The symbol of Pisces, many of you may know, are two fish, but they're going in facing opposite directions. What does that mean for us? It's correspondent to the fact that this universe is a binary system. There are only two options to every decision, experience, goings on in the world that we have. Only two. We can be reactive, desire to see oneself alone, give me, I want now, instant gratification, or proactive, taking the light of the Creator that's inside our soul, consciously shining it out into the world. That's it. Conceal the light, reveal the light. That's it. Now, it can take on many different forms. It can take on many different things. So, reactive meaning, like we said a little bit about ignorance, just the continued chaos. 60% happiness, 40% challenges, darkness. Or when we're proactive, when we're shining more light out of our soul into the darkness of fear, anger, jealousy, resentment, guilt, shame, whatever it may be, when we exert the spiritual muscle of sharing of the light of the Creator, then we increase the amount of light being revealed in our life and reducing darkness simultaneously. Or reactive is when a person acting out of the pain they feel that's been triggered by whatever the experience is, what people say, do, what they suddenly see or hear. The discomfort, the pain that causes that knee-jerk desire to see oneself alone response, the person feeling uncomfortable, lack in that moment, and wants immediate relief. Reactive behavior, give me. Yes, it may be immediate relief, but as we teach from Kabbalah 1 forward, it is instant gratification, short-term fulfillment, and sadly a greater spiritual debt, which means the next challenge has to be a little bit more difficult because the person spiritually owes a greater effort to reveal their next level of light and blessings and remove that level of darkness and chaos. Just briefly, there are, let's call them stereotypical influences of Kuf and Gimel on those who are born Pisces, or the rest of us, the influence of the month. So one is sensitivity. Pisces can be very sensitive. As we're understanding the two fish facing in opposite directions, there's sensitivity to myself, sensitivity to what they're doing to me, sensitivity what's going on in my life, disconnected from the rest of the people around me. Or they're sensitive to what's happening with other people, sensitive to the way people may be taking the words I say or the actions I do. Interestingly enough, Moses was born, yes, the biblical Moses, was born on the 7th day of Pisces, and he left the world 120 years later on the 7th day of Pisces. And the Kabbalists write about Moses that he was equal to all humanity, meaning what? His awareness and sensitivity to the souls of all humanity was such that he felt what they were going through. He was sensitive to every person. Sometimes you and I might feel a little sensitive to our family friends, our loved ones, things like that, a little more sensitive, but I'm sure if we're objective with ourselves, at least 99.9% of us have those moments where we get caught up in our own difficulties and we become insensitive, meaning unaware of the impact our words are having on them, our actions are having on them, or how they're receiving the words and the actions that we do or say. The other is Pisces have a tendency towards addiction. And addiction can be to all kinds of things. It doesn't only mean to various substances. A person can be addicted to drama. A person can be addicted to having to have control. Those are also addictions. But the two sides. Addiction to the physical material world and all that is perceived by the person in that. Again, going back to me, myself, and I. Reactive behavior. Or it could be addicted to the light, which technically we've all been created in the endless world addicted to the infinite light of the Creator, because that's what fills our soul. We've been given the infinite desire for fulfillment from the infinite light. Coming into the physical world is where the binary system came into existence, because we implanted that AI program called the opponent that is egocentric, that is the desire to see oneself alone, that is challenging us and tempting us. Instead of coming here and just sharing our light to have infinite bliss, it's tempting us to think, no, give me. Knee jerk, I have to have now. Binary system. Now, in the larger frame of the entire month of Pisces, now that you have a few more details, the Kabbalists teach us that as the month of Pisces enters, because of all the spiritual cosmic influence, the Kuf and the Gimel, the two different directions, etc., it says as Pisces, being the last month, enters, we have the ability of expanding, increasing joy and happiness. This is the influence. Again, though, joy and happiness can be the instant gratification, long-term chaos, or it can be the short-term discomfort of sharing in a transformational way, sharing, exerting an effort to be more loving and kind and generous and compassionate and humble, grateful, etc. Either way. But think about, if you think back now in your life, what are the things that made you happy yesterday? And what were the things that didn't make you happy yesterday? Start looking at them. Let's be more conscious. I mean, we all say, oh, person gets married, finds a new relationship, gets a promotion, has children, things like that. Oh, we all know happy. A birthday, people giving you gifts, happy, happy. But ask yourself why. Why is it when those things happen, why did it make us have a sense of happiness? Was it because we were receiving something? Or was it because they were openings for us to share with other people? Yes, that's a very important and powerful, impactful, life-changing concept. Happiness also can be a reactive behavior. Reactive behaviors are not just anger, fear, control, jealousy, resentment, hatred. Happiness. A person just won the lottery. Whoopee, they jump for joy. Are they jumping for joy because of what they're getting? Or are they jumping for joy at the ability now that their tithing will be larger, that they can help more people with the money that they won? About sharing the good that's come to them. Most of us, you meet the new person, you get a promotion, you're making more money, whatever, something like that. We're jumping for joy for ourselves, which even though externally it appears to be different than sadness or anger, but spiritually it's still spewing reactive energy, desire to see oneself alone. Yes, I hear you. It's not easy to pause, but that's why it's so important and powerful. What we teach from Kabbalah 1, every time you're triggered, that something pushes your button, pause. Make the effort, train yourself. Button pushed, pause. Now you could be conscious. Now you could be more aware of the two choices you have, reactive, proactive, seeking to get immediate gratification or seeking to transform your destiny to a higher level of light, joy, peace, contentment, and lasting fulfillment. Your choice. It's not the choice of the other person. It's your choice. It's not what they do, it's how we respond. They have their tikkun, they have their cause and effect, they have their circuit of what goes around, comes around, and we have ours. We just happen to be in the same place, in the same moment. Think about it. You ever taken a plane ride somewhere? So you come from different places, let's just say 200 people coming from different places on the same airplane, going to the same destination, and when they reach that destination, 200 people going their own way. But for that moment of being in the airplane from point A to B, we're in common space, common experience. The plane taking off, flying, landing. But most people aren't going to the same destiny after that, the same place, and most didn't come from the same place to get on the airplane. So similarly, you and I walking down the street and something comes along, or someone comes along and does or says something, pushes our buttons. Essential to remember, I cannot feel reactive towards what they say or do if I haven't already created what's called a klipa, or let's call it a spiritual wound of that same feeling sometime before. If a person didn't create by a behavior of anger, the wound of anger, then a week later, a year later, they could not have an anger button pushed. But if they created the anger button by their reactively angry behavior and created that shell, that wound, yes, then something can come along. Even if it's just a thought in their head, a memory of what happened to them then, and push that angry button. Push that angry wound. So we learn, yes, touch the wound, I'm feeling it. Pause. Do I want to heal the wound? Do I want to take away the spiritual mud? Do I want to remove the klipa, the veil, the shell that's not allowing my soul's light out? Or heaven forbid, does the person want to cover another layer, another level of angry behavior, or whatever the reactive behavior is? Cover it more. Greater darkness, greater influence of the opponent in their head, and less influence of the light of their soul, because they've just blocked some of that light. Up to us, binary system. So you think about what makes you happy and why. And I encourage you, spend some time today after this morning's Spiritual Sunday. Take some time to really review, even just yesterday, or for some of you who it's already evening, what happened today? Go back, objectively make a list. One or two things that made you happy. Why? Even the opposite. Think of a couple things that may have made you sad. Why? And I guarantee you, it'll be most likely the desire to receive. That sense of reactive behavior. Didn't get what I want, was content for the moment, and then they made me discontent or uncomfortable or what have you, but still related to me. Consciousness is everything. You're getting a sense, but I want to make it even clearer. I hope clearer. If consciousness is everything, as we've said, it's not what they do, it's how I take it. Or I like to call it, it's how I translate it. So let me just give you, in other words, is it going to make me happy or sad? Is it an opportunity to reveal light, or is it a challenge that I have to push away? Translated in my mind. So somebody comes like this. Somebody comes to a person, a friend of theirs even, and looks at them, they're getting ready, whatever, for some event, or they're just meeting for lunch or dinner. And the friend looks at the other friend and says, wow, what a nice outfit. So the person who they're talking to, they could think, wait a second, are they trying to tell me that I don't usually dress nicely? Are they trying to tell me that I don't usually wear nice outfits? That's possible. Or they could be thinking, wow, isn't it great that they like what I'm wearing? That they're seeing even greater light coming from me with the outfit. The person just said, wow, what a nice outfit. How the other person received it. That's why they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So the perspective is in the way each person translates the words or the experience. Or you have people will say, why me? Same words, why me? But it can be used like the two fish, reactive or proactive. Why me? Like, oh, something bad happened. Why me? Why did it have to happen to me? I'm so much better. I'm so much good. I did good things. Why me, God? Or it could be an appreciation. Some great thing happened and they're thinking in a good way, in a way of appreciation, not taking for granted, not taking in an assumptive way. Why me? Why me? Why is this good thing happening to me? In the attitude of appreciation. As they used to say, in the attitude of gratitude. Same thing. Same thing. Half full or half empty. If you want to think of it that way. Are they looking at the half full or the half empty? Well, like we've heard before, I've probably shared it with you, we teach in the center. If you look at the glass, right, and then they say, do you think it's half full or half empty? The Kabbalistic answer is, it's both. Because it's a whole glass that from the person's perspective is half full. Spiritually meaning that half of it, half of the soul, the vessel, the glass, is revealed light. A person has made an effort to increase the energy of their kindness, love, compassion, forgiveness, tolerance, up to that point. The half that looks to them empty is just covered up. There's still 100% light there. But as we're saying today, from their own point of view, covered up, blocked. So the Creator's always giving us 100%. Depending on our consciousness, depending on how we've covered ourselves with the spiritual mud or blocked ourselves with those shells called klipot, will determine what percentage, half empty, half full type of thing. You and I, though, are learning to see and make use of the light that we've revealed, hold the consciousness that the part we don't see is still all light, but just blocked from our vision and our experience by those wounds of the anger, the jealousy, the insecurity, guilt, shame, greed, fear, etc. That's us. So our job is to start to take greater control by the actions we do, to use every opportunity when our buttons are pushed to reveal more light. Once you pause, when triggered, you can identify what's the feeling that's awakening. If it's anger, start emanating the light, kindness, forgiveness, tolerance, compassion. If it's guilt, start emanating the light of apology, sending the light to make up for what you've done. If it's jealousy, emanating the light of happiness for other people's good, gratitude, and appreciation for your blessings. Start the, effort to shine light into your perceived darkness, regardless of who, what, when, or where is the situation that's triggering you, because that's just the delivery system from your soul to wake you up, to be able to have consciousness what the mud is, what the wound is, and how to take it away and heal the wound and reveal more light. Just as a quick example, and hopefully a little more clarity and understanding about a story in the Bible. There's the story of the splitting of the Red Sea. Besides all the other parts we could talk about for another hour, at least, there's the simple idea that the sea split, the Israelites went through, the Egyptians followed them through, the Israelites survived, and the Egyptians were drowned in that Red Sea. What the Kabbalists explain, as you're getting a greater understanding today, there was an infusion of light that allowed the water to split. Israelite is not, in today's terms, a particular group of people or whatever. It means, Israelite means those who are living Kabbalah, what we're teaching in the Kabbalah Center. Pause, share light, everyone is one soul, it's mind over matter, consciousness is everything. So we're making the effort to shine more light, to take advantage of every situation comes our way, opportunity to shine more light, remove our spiritual mud, heal our spiritual wounds by shining light through everyone unconditionally. That's Israelite. So the light came in, split the water, the obstacle that was there, and we all walked through. The Egyptians that represent our aspect of desire to see oneself alone, the fear, the anger, the jealousy, the greed, etc., give me, give me, give me, drowned in the power of the light. Like anything, electricity is good. It's making all these things work that allow you and me to communicate and have spiritual Sunday. But you put your finger in the socket, the electricity is now harmful. It hurts. It's painful that way. It's the same electricity. The way we connected to it or used it determines happy, sad, good, bad, more harmony and order, or heaven forbid, more chaos and pain. That's the lesson. This month of Pisces gives us the opportunity to have greater happiness and joy by seeing the light everywhere. When you and I, the Kabbalists, explain, when you and I have a desire, you look in your life today and you see there's a lack. That amount of your soul's light that's yet to be revealed. You see a lack and you scan your Zohar and you send light out into the world to fill that lack. That you want to be able to uncover prosperity, health, great relationships, whatever it may be. As you're awakening that desire for more health, love, relationships, prosperity, etc., for the sake of sharing, the light comes 100%. There's no such thing from the universe's point of view, or if you will, metaphorically, the Creator's point of view, of not sending its all. But you and I are the ones who decide, by creating the vessel in that moment, how much light is revealed. So a person makes a little bit of effort. They're feeling triggered with resentment. and they're making a little effort to exert or extend a little bit of compassion or understanding, then they're only getting a little bit of that light manifest. Of all that light that comes from the cosmos, only a little bit. The greater the effort, the more consciousness goes with it, the greater awareness of the light, the opportunity to reveal more of their light, and desire for more light as the source of lasting fulfillment, and not the physical materiality of the situation, in essence creating a greater vessel, or those of you familiar, higher level on the 10 levels of the tree of life. If you're on the bottom level, you can only get a little bit. The higher up you go in the effort you make to transform whatever the negative feeling is, the more light gets revealed. So again, consciousness is everything. We decide how much light we're going to reveal through every action we do, or heaven forbid, conceal it. But this month, technically, all year, the cosmos is shining light. This month, there's a little extra boost, Kuf and Gimel, the energy of happiness, greater support to see the light in everyone and everything. So as we close, I want to just remind you, greater happiness means seeing more light in everyone and everything. Happiness has been gifted to us by the Creator, but like any gift, we have to receive it. So this month, Adar, Pisces, is giving us all the support we need to be able to constantly shine our light 24/7, unconditionally, no matter who, what, when, or where. And as we'll do that, we're not only increasing our happiness and joy, because we're already seeing more light, feeling more light being revealed through us, but as we're shining it on other people, we're helping to draw them also into that consciousness of transformation, that consciousness that their life is in their hands, the consciousness of what goes around comes around, and it's not what others do to them, it's how they respond. And that the light is the only source of lasting fulfillment. And therefore may we all, by more and more and greater actions of sharing our light, bring more and more people to turn those two fish from opposite opposing directions, to turn it into this one direction, facing the same way, that we use everything that we used to define as darkness and challenging and obstacles as opportunities, so that we use both aspects of our thought, the streams coming into our mind, the opponent and the voice of our soul, we turn them into the same direction. That therefore, no matter what happens to us, whatever's taking place, we're shining the light unconditionally, we're bringing more and more people into that consciousness of facing in the same direction, that we will speed up the revelation of the light, of the truth that has always been, and we will make it manifest in an accelerated way. Humanity's peace, love, unity, and in turning ultimately both fish, both energies, everything in the direction of greater love, light, compassion. We bring peace on earth eternally. God bless. Okay. So those of you, another reminder, we've got to keep it in our consciousness. These books of the Zohar, or these books, the sacred Zohar, or if you want the whole set, the Zohar is simply the power of the light. It's a conduit of light shining into the world. The main, most priority mission that we have in the center is spreading the books of the Zohar around the world. Greater light takes away darkness. The more we accelerate the spread of the light, the faster the darkness goes away, the greater clarity, as we said today, to be able to see the light in everyone and everything. So, on behalf of the center and humanity, I appreciate all the effort that you give to share with us to support the projects of the center, the scholarship fund, that people who want to learn but right now are in a difficult situation, can't afford, can get a scholarship to take classes so that they will improve their lives, and then they'll be able to pay it forward by helping other people, by contributing that other people also will be able to learn, and simply the spread of the light of the Zohar, that people have greater awakening of their soul. They'll be able to see more clearly that their life has been exact cause and effect, and therefore they will have greater motivation to just act with greater love, kindness, and compassion, and speed up the process to the removal of all darkness, all pain, suffering, and death, which is a guarantee. Because in the end of the story, the infinite light will win out. We've just come here with temporary free will, if you will, to decide to delay the process or to speed it up. So with your support, with what we learn in the center, and applying what we learn, and you and me using the Zohar more intensively, sharing it with other people, accelerating the process, that may this year actually be the end of all pain, suffering, and death. Don't let your opponent tell you that it's impossible. Because if, or as, we all hold and strengthen the conscious awareness, the light is infinite. That means infinite light has to be revealed, because only light will take away darkness. It's up to us to speed up the process. So, since we talked about happiness and joy, I would like to do a meditation on this 72 name of God, Vav He Vav, that awakens happiness inside of us. Those of you, as a reminder, those of you new, Hebrew letters are primordial, as we said with the Kuf and Gimel. Hebrew letters are primordial. They're the manifestations of 22 frequencies within the infinite light of the Creator. So when they come into the physical world, like our invisible soul takes on a physical, visible body, so too the invisible, infinite light of the Creator takes on visible form that we have defined as Hebrew letters. So this combination, Vav He Vav, radiates the energy that awakens in us the primordial, infinite happiness and joy that the Creator implanted in our soul. So just remember the names, Vav He Vav. Let the shapes be engraved in your mind's eye. And let's start our meditation. Sit comfortably in your seat. Feet flat on the floor, hands in your lap. Taking a few deep breaths, breathing in through the nose. Hold the breath for a moment. Exhale through the mouth. In through the nose, hold the breath for a moment. Exhale through the mouth. Increasing and intensifying the circulation of light. The light in the breath. That's why it's called the breath of God. And as we increase that circulation, allow yourself to rest in the comfort of the infinite light that's in and around you. Allow yourself to let go of the stress, the tension, whatever may be distracting you at this moment from the light. Let it leave you with the exhale of your breath, allowing you to relax, to feel more content, to feel more peaceful. To feel the light force in your soul and the light force all around you. The light from the endless, constantly emanating light in and through us. Together, we are creating a greater vessel container to reveal that light and to be able to share greater revealed light with all humanity. Envisioning now above your head the Vav, He, Vav. See a beam of light from the upper worlds connecting through the Vav, He, Vav, activating the pure infinite light of happiness and joy in this combination. Sense this vibration and emanation of the light of happiness and joy. And allow the Vav, He, Vav to enter through the top of your head, activating in your mind the thoughts of greater joy, happiness, contentment, peace and serenity. Let the Vav, He, Vav give you the power to hear more clearly the voice of your soul, directing you, guiding you, inspiring you. What to do, say, how to act to bring greater happiness and peace. A greater sense of peace and serenity with every situation in your life. And that through that sense of happiness, more able to emanate light into what was perceived as darkness, turning the chaos to order, transforming the darkness to light, as the Vav, He, Vav, giving each of us greater strength and clarity of the truth we are all only one unified soul. And a greater desire to reveal all the light in the one soul of humanity by awakening more light inside of us and more light inside every human being that heals all of our spiritual wound, that removes all of the spiritual mud that's been hiding our soul. So let the Vav, He, Vav shine its light from head to toe, removing any blockage in any part of your being, spiritually or physically. Allowing this light, the infinite light, to flow through you with more power, more intensity, and greater blessings. And allow the Vav, He, Vav to settle in your heart, activating the unconditional love of the Creator inside your heart. Awakening greater love of your true self, the pure and perfect being of light that is who you are, the being the Creator created. Awakening greater happiness about yourself, your capabilities, your destiny. And as you awaken greater happiness inside you, the strength to see everything around you as light, people, places, and things. You see the light through the illusion of the 1%. The Vav He Vav strengthening us to shine light from heart to heart, soul to soul. Awakening more light in us and others. Activating greater, higher level, God-like, unconditional, loving behaviors. And so we beam from our heart and soul the light of Vav He Vav to the heart and soul of all your family and friends. Awakening greater happiness. That sense of the infinite, eternal light in them. Awakening stronger desire to manifest the true light of the Creator in them. And seeing it beam out of their heart and soul to every person on the planet. Piercing through the mud, the wound on us and them, reaching into their soul, activating more of the light of the Creator inside. That we all feel a greater connection to that light, a greater sense of peace and happiness and joy. That we can see everything as an opportunity to reveal more light. The Vav He Vav giving us greater strength. That as we see the light in every situation, giving us the strength to make the effort to shine more light, more of our potential, more of what the Creator put inside of us, shining it out to every person, every situation, throughout the entire world. That we can see the world surrounded, radiating pure, unconditional love, care, peace, unity. All the darkness is gone. All the light is revealed. And we see and we feel the true fulfillment of being in this state of heaven on earth, Garden of Eden. Take note of the sense of peace and happiness that you feel now. Commit yourself to behave more godlike, more light-like. Strengthening that desire for your peace of heaven on earth and the complete end of all darkness. Engrave this vision, this feeling, this awareness in your heart, soul, and mind. That is the first thought, the first awareness. As you move through your day, as we move forward together. And let's anchor it in our heart, soul, and mind. Together, taking one more deep breath. Committing ourselves to behave as we see the light. And slowly exhaling. And opening your eyes. Thank you for joining us, and please let me know if the sound is better this way. Give me some feedback. And also, I would love to hear your miracles. It has to be that you've had experiences that are transformational. And don't let your opponent tell you, well, it's only a little thing and this and this. Maybe little in the opponent's false comment in your head, but if you've transformed, no matter what it is, and you're seeing more light, you're feeling the energy and the vibration of light flowing through you more consistently, that's the miracle I'd love to hear about. So write me here, what do they call it? Direct message me here, or send me an email, chaim.solomon@kabbalah.com. God bless. Have an amazing week till we meet again.
Thank you for joining us. If you liked what you saw, click the subscribe button so you'll be notified of future videos as we post them. Would also love to hear your comments and questions, whether it's about this video in particular or about the wisdom of Kabbalah as we teach it in the Kabbalah Center. If you'd like to learn more about various subjects, go to our website, www.kabbalah.com. We have thousands of articles and classes on various subjects within the wisdom of Kabbalah. Share this video with other people. If you were inspired and it can change your life, let's start changing thousands and thousands of people's lives around the world also. If you'd like to contribute in support of Spiritual Sunday and the projects of the Kabbalah Center, that link is also below. I wish you an amazing day, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be out there. And may God bless us all that we awaken the light of the Creator, not only inside us to a higher level, but touching the heart and soul of every human being on earth with the light of the Creator.